Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Banks High School. Jonathan Lee here with Trevor Beard as we get you set for boys high school basketball. It's the second game of our doubleheader after the Banks Lady Braves took care of business over the Tillamook Cheesemakers, winning tonight by a final count in that one big time as they won 63-27. But this game should be a lot closer. Trevor Beard and I will be tag teaming on this one, and it's the Tillamook Cheesemakers and the Banks Braves, two teams that were right along the top of the conference the last couple of years in the Co-op League, Trevor.
Yeah, Tillamook lost their leading scorer from last year. His name escapes me at the moment, but still, you talk about a big name in Tillamook outside of the Tillamook Co-op that pretty much runs Tillamook County and the dairy farmers. It's the Werner family with Werner Meats and Tillamook Meat Company, and that's Judah Werner, a long history with Tillamook Athletics. Judah Werner has been a long-time member of this Tillamook team, at least on football and basketball. Not sure if he plays football or baseball as well. Caleb Fletcher, Tanner Hoskins, Griffin Boomer, Zayon Hurleman, a name I remember from last year. Griffin Boomer and Cody Hoppert are going to be your newcomers to the varsity roster for Tillamook. But we talked about this a couple of times during the girls' broadcast. I mentioned it before you got here late in the second quarter that, again, this is just the first varsity contest for Tillamook. So we're going to see if maybe the late start to the season has helped them get a few more practices under their belt and get more prepared for the start of the season, or if they're going to be a little bit rusty and nervous with this being their first varsity contest of the season.
Well, Trevor, this is not a good omen at all, as I just saw the scoreboards just went totally blank, and I mean like out. But the lights are still on here, so it's not like a power outage or anything like that, but there's no thunder in the area tonight, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but both scoreboards on both sides just went totally blank, but we'll hope that they'll get that straightened up. We still got plenty of time before we get this underway. Well, actually, it's 7:30 right now. That is supposed to be what time we're going to tip off, but we're still about 10 minutes or so away from the starting introductions. But the Banks Braves, they handled their business, as you talked about, Trevor, that these two teams, Tillamook, like the girls team, have their first game canceled. So they're coming into basically their season opener on the road against a very good Banks Braves team who showed it the other night, taking care of business against the Dowls, winning, as I get to the right schedule, winning 73-57. And it was a huge night from one Ben Mayo, who just went off with 31 points. And it wasn't just from the three-point line, was it?
No, and it wasn't just, Ben Mayo led the team in scoring, but they got good efforts from Ian Bodine and Bo Wormington off the bench. Ian Bodine was the leader off the bench for the Braves last year as a junior, now a senior starting. Bo Wormington comes off the bench, and he fills in with some great defense and 7 points off the bench for Banks. So that game against the Dowls, really close, and the difference in the game was a very physical, aggressive third quarter that saw the Dowls, a player from the Dowls pick up a technical foul in the third quarter that gave the Braves an extra possession and gave them some momentum in the third quarter to outscore the Dowls 22-12 in a 16-point game. That was pretty much the difference in the game.
Well, the Braves also picked up some size off the bench. Of course, they had Dylan Jansen, who comes in at a 6'3" senior, but a guy that we actually talked about last time on Friday night, Trevor, in the pregame, who we saw had some size, a sophomore from the football team, but didn't see him on the basketball team. His sister, Madison, plays for the girls team, Madison Walker, and now he is on the roster. Max Walker coming in at 6'3", a sophomore post, so it gives them some really good size down low, Trevor.
Yeah, that's happened a couple of times with Banks' success at the in football. they play late into the season, and sometimes when you're playing into late November, early December for the state championship, you got to give yourself a little bit of a break before you start the next sport. And I think that's why we didn't see Max on the original roster, but he's been added late. Maybe he had an injury from football he had to recover from. We're not sure, but nice to have him back on the varsity roster, and really looking forward to what he can do with that 6'3" size.
Well, and Max not the only Banks football player on this roster either. Logan Kine also is coming over. Logan, we know, is a good three-sport athlete here at Banks. Many players at this level typically do play three sports, but Logan, the best hands on the Banks football team, playing at tight end or receiver. Another guy that'll just like, put me in, coach, I'm ready to play wherever you want me. I'll play. And Logan is kind of that way on the basketball floor as well. Good hands, good soft hands. That's good at football. That's also good in basketball. And Logan did some good things. Ian Bodine really, we talked about him in the pregame show Friday night, and he really stepped up and really helped them big down low. We'll look to see if Logan can get on track tonight as well. But Logan, another football holdover. Bo Wormington is a football holdover. And then Christian Lida, we didn't see him on Friday night, but Christian Lida, the quarterback, it's just good to see him.
I saw him earlier at the concession stand before the start of the girls' game, and I asked him how long he was going to be out for, and he said probably about 3 weeks with that hairline fracture from the first drive of the Kennedy game in the semifinals for football. So Christian hopefully will be back for the start of league play after the first of the year.
Well, that's good news. Good to hear. And we're going to step aside, take one more break before we get ready here for the starting introductions. It is the Tillamook Cheesemakers. It's their first game of the season, and the 1-0 Banks Braves. For Trevor Beard, I'm Jonathan Lee. Come on back. We're going to be back for the starting lineups, and we will be back after this.
Want to give your kitchen or bath a fresh new look? Jason Bond Remodeling has over 20 years experience fabricating and installing stone countertops and can upgrade your home with the countertops of your dreams without the dreamy price tag. They pride themselves on quality and customer satisfaction. They also offer cabinet installation and will do their best to beat any bid by 10%. Based in Washington County and will service most Portland area locations. For quality kitchen and bath remodels, call Jason Bond Remodeling at 503-430-0145.
Jim's Market in Banks is an institution serving the community for generations. They're actively involved in events and athletics from the youth league to high school level. Let them serve you with their locally grown fresh produce, fresh bakery items, including custom cakes, and quick hot food from their in-store deli. Jim's Market, conveniently located at the south entrance to Banks.
Welcome back to Banks High School. We get you set for game number 2 of the Banks Braves season, and game number 2 tonight as the Braves are entertaining a former Coapa League rival, the Tillamook Cheesemakers. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jonathan Lee alongside Trevor Beard. We're just kind of doing a little bit of jockeying position here with these games that switch back and forth with early and late games. Just kind of switching things up. I'll be doing the first half. Trevor will take over at the second half as we did the same thing for the girls broadcast tonight. We are getting set for the starting introductions, and they are about ready to be introduced here tonight. And first, the starting lineup for the Tillamook Cheesemakers. Starting at one guard is a junior, number 2, Tanner Hoskins. He started last year for these Tillamook Cheesemakers. Judah Warner, who we talked about in the pregame show, kind of our spotlight player of the pregame show. He also is a starter. And another starter, Zion Hurlman for the Tillamook Cheesemakers, dressed in red jerseys, red shorts with black and white trim. Also starting for the Cheesemakers, Trevor Lenning will start at one post player, and also the other post, Logan Mottsinger. So the 5 starters for Coach Johnny Began's Tillamook Cheesemakers. Tanner Hoskins, Judah Warner, Zion Hurlman, Seth Wenninger, and Logan Motzinger. Of course, no surprises in the first two starters for the Banks Braves. It's Wyatt Selleck and Ben Mayo. And Trevor, you like to say something there.
Yeah, Ben Mayo can get hot from beyond the arc like he did on Friday night. And if he gets hot, Hot Mayo can make you sick. And that's what he did to the Dowls on Friday night. But the Dowls, I think by now, over the last two seasons, everybody knows he's Banks' at least leading point guard, if not leading scorer, and they try to zone in on him, but he doesn't matter. He's still able to hit from pretty much anywhere on the floor.
Well, joining Selleck and Mayo in the starting lineup is Ian Bodine, making his second straight start in the second straight game for the Braves, and Grayson Voss also starting on the wing, and Logan Kine getting the start in the middle. Braves in their home white uniforms with blue and Vegas gold down the side of their pants. Got blue jerseys. Of course, the Banks Braves Arrowhead logo, and the jump is won by Logan Kine. He tips it all the way in the corner, and it was going to be ran down, and Tillamook knocked it out of bounds. As knocking it out of bounds is Zion Hurlman, and so the Braves are going to get it's a turnover for Tillamook as they touched it, went out of bounds. So the Braves are going to start with the first possession. Wyatt Selleck will bring it up for the Braves. Now going to drive over to the right side, going to drive inside, goes all the way to the rack. It's rejected. Rebound coming down to the Cheesemakers. Going back the other way is Tanner Hoskins, and he is fouled. Oh, he hit the deck hard. Driving down hardly, and foul going to be called. It's going to be called on Ben Mayo, a blocking foul. First foul on Ben. Non-shooting foul, so Tillamook will inbound underneath their own basket. They get it inside. Ooh, that was a hard pass, but got it in. This is going to go inside now to Motzinger, and it's no good. Rebound coming back to the Braves. Go the other way. Grayson Voss going to go baseline off glass and in. Grayson Voss scores the first two of this game, and it's 2-0 Banks. 30 seconds into it, and they bring the full court pressure on the made basket. Judah Warner has it, double team. It's turnover. It's turnover city. Back the other way goes Ian Bodine, and he lays it up and in. Ian Bodine with two. It's 4-0 Braves. Bring in the pressure again, the full court pressure. It's bothered them, and they almost turned it over again. Still in backcourt. They need to hurry, and nope, they didn't get it. That's a 10-second violation or a timeout. I think maybe a timeout. Timeout called by Tillamook. Or they wouldn't have gotten across the line. It's a 30-second timeout called by the coach, and so we'll just keep it right here, Trevor. 7:04 to go. The Braves off to, again, just like the girls' team, they bring in that full court pressure, really disrupting what Tillamook wants to do.
Yeah, just like the girls. We've seen it, I think, a little bit more with Pat Marlia than we did with
Nick Russo?
Well,
or Brandon?
Marcus Roach, the former head coach when we started, that's now with Forest Grove, didn't really press as much start to finish as much as Pat Marlia is, but Marlia was the previous head coach before Roach took over.
And here we go, back the other way. Tillamook finally gets it across the line, but it's knocked away again, stolen by the Braves. Here comes Ben Mayo. They'll lay it up and in. Hot Mayo can make you sick, and right now Tillamook is feeling ill. 6-0. A minute and 10 seconds into it. Double team pressure. Ball stolen away by Grayson Voss. Taps to Ben Mayo all the way to the rack. No good. Rebound by, back up and in by Ian Bodine. He's got 4 points, and the lead is up to 8. 8-0 run to start the game, and another stolen away by the Braves. Going in, Grayson Voss, reverse land, no good. Rebound coming down to Voss, and ball stolen away by Tillamook, and they travel. Cheesemakers travel. That's Trevor Lenning that traveled the basketball. So with 6:22 to go, a lot of action here on the defensive side with the full court press by Banks Braves, and they will get the ball. They'll inbound it underneath Tillamook's basket. Mayo will do so, has the ball high overhead, looking for someone to get it into. Finds Selleck, left wing. Gonna back it out now, run some clock, gets it over to Mayo. Thought about the three, now gonna drive inside, pull up, rejected, gets his shot back, and we got a jump ball. Yep, that's a good call as the rejection there and tied him up, and that's the right call. Turnover to Tillamook. 6:13 to go. Braves lead at 8-0. Bringing that full court pressure. Tillamook has not been able to solve it. They do get it, but then they get the trap instantly. That was just a bad choice right there. They go inside, no good, rejected by Bodine, and Bodine has it, bringing up the ball the other way. He's going to bounce pass it over to Selleck. Three-pointer in the corner, no good. Rebound, tipped around, loose on the floor, still loose, and the Braves come up with it. Mayo has it left wing, going to drive inside, now going to drive to the other side, to the corner, his favorite spot, but not his shot here, and Cheesemakers have the ball. Going back the other way is Tanner Hoskins, laid it up, no good. But he is bailed out by a foul. Looks like they're going to charge Ben Mayo with the foul. And that is his second foul. Second team foul on Banks. 5:38 to go. Going to the free throw line, Tanner Hoskins. Going to have 2 free throws here. Braves leading at 8-0. An 8-0 run out of the gate. And it's still an 8-0 run as Hoskins misses the free throw. Dances around every corner of that back iron and went out. Takes a couple of dribbles, does Hoskins. It's in the air. It's rim it up, no good. Basket didn't want it, but the rebound coming down to Tillamook, so they'll get another chance. Judah Warner has it in between the circles, calls out the play. Walking dribble. Now over to Wenninger. Back over to Warner. Over the left wing to Wenninger, or Hurlman, beg your pardon. Inside it goes, no good. Rebound coming down to Grayson Voss, and coming over the back on the play is Logan Motzinger. He's charged with his first foul, first team foul on Tillamook. Wyatt Selleck brings the ball up in across the midcourt stripe. Now going to go to the left side. Pulls up, leaves it for Ben Mayo. Great job to dig that out. It almost went out of bounds. Mayo has it left wing. Now terminates his dribble. Get it over, swing the ball down over to Selleck now. Going to drive inside. Drive over to the other side. Nice bounce pass into Grayson Voss, who goes up. Didn't get it to go, but did get fouled on the way up. And Grayson Voss will have 2 free throws here. We'll see who the foul's going to be on. It's going to be on number 2, Tanner Hoskins. That's his first foul, second team against Tillamook. Under 5 to go. Cheesemakers have yet to score. Grayson Voss trying to add to this 8-0 lead. First free throw. It's in the air. It's in the bucket. It's good. Grayson Voss.
Looked very flat when it left his hands.
3 points for Grayson Voss. Second free throw. Coming up, he gets the ball from the official. Takes a couple of dribbles. Couple more dribbles. Grayson, eyes a hoop. Release, rotation, splash. 2 for 2 for Grayson Voss. 4 points. Braves lead by 10. 10-zip. Still bringing that sort of three-quarter court press now. Cheesemakers break it. Gonna lay up a little scoop shot. No ball. There is a lid on that basket for Tillamook. And Hoskins will take a 3. Still got the lid. Rebound, no good. And we've got a loose ball foul on the rebound. And I think, yep, they're gonna get 23. Say 23, that's... There's no 23 for, but oh yeah, Logan Kine. Logan Kine. A rebound by Tillamook, and finally they score with 4:36 to go in this game. They score their first hoop of the game. Here comes Banks back the other way. Going up is Ian Bodine. He's fouled on the drive. Trevor, did you see who scored that?
Had to have been 23. It was 23 or 33, and 33 is not on the court.
That's what I thought.
So Trevor Leone.
Yeah, Trevor Lenning. First free throw by Ian is rim it off, no good. So the score remains at 10-2 with 4:27 to go here in the opening quarter. Bodine hits the second free throw. 1 out of 2 on the line. He's got 5 points tonight. 11-2, 4:25 to go. Little three-quarter court pressure defense again for the Braves. Judah Warner has it in the corner, and the ball is ripped away, stolen. Here comes Ben Mayo the other way. Lay it up and in, Ben Mayo. Hot Mayo here tonight. 13-2, 11-point lead for the Braves. Ball almost stolen away in backcourt again. Now Cheesemakers break it. Bounce pass inside the lane. Nice pass inside to Lenning, who laid it up and in. A little cherry picking going on for Trevor Lenning. 13-4. Three-pointer from the corner. Ian Bodine showing the range. Ian Bodine, boy, if he keeps that up, he's going to be huge for the Braves. I can do it inside, I can do it outside. Judah Warner has it. The ball goes outside to Lenning, and the ball trying to go cross court, stolen away by Ben Mayo. That's why you never throw the ball across the lane. Mayo the other way, high off the glass and in. Ben Mayo. Ben Mayo heating up, Trevor. He's got 6 points here. He had 31 the other night. And now we got a foul down the other way on the drive. It's going to be on Ian Bodine. That's his first. 14th foul against the Braves. 3:27 to go, opening quarter. 18-4. Braves on top of Tillamook. Cheesemakers inbound. Get it inside to Griffin Bonner, who checks in. Three-pointer from the corner, no good. Rebound Mayo. And he's got Mouse in the house, yeah. And he gets it across Mouse. He's going to go all the way. Splits the defense right through Lickety Brindle down the middle. And that is a nice little 6-0 run, personal run there by Ben Mayo. And Coach Johnny Began has got to have a timeout. He is incensed, enraged, and indecent. And he needs to talk about it. We're going to step aside. 3:12 to go. 20-4 Banks. We'll be back after this from Sarah Hesselman.
Same great smile, same great service, but a brand new location and a great new team. Sarah Hesselman Group is still proud to support Banks High School athletics, but has now joined the Premier Property Group real estate team with new offices located in Bethany. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, contact the Sarah Hesselman Group, Sarah at sarahhesselman.com, or call 503-313-0748.
Back to Banks High School, and to clarify, Johnny Began is fully clothed. He's not indecent. He's just a little bemused at things, and still going to be bemused because his team can still not crack the code and break the press for the Banks Braves as they turn the ball over. And Judah Warner, Judah, no, that's actually we got a little blood on the floor. That is Griffin Bonner. Or Tanner Hoskins, rather, who was hustling for the ball over there and dove into the stands across the way, the bleachers, and might have a little blood. He might have cut himself over there. But here we go, Banks with the ball. Ben Mayo takes a long three. That's not a three. They counted it as a three, but his foot was on the line. Should have been a two, but, hey, it's a three. So three-pointer for Ben Mayo, and it's 23-4. Here comes Tillamook back the other way. They have it in the corner. Goes now, whip across the lane to Hurlman. No good. Rebound comes down to Lenning, and his shot is no good. A rebound comes down to the Braves. Mayo has it in the corner. That's his spot. Not his shot this time. Rebound coming down to Dylan Jansen. Here's a shot put up by just into the game, Bo Wormington. And it's good. It's a three-pointer by Wormington, and it's 26-4. Everybody's scoring three. It's raining threes here tonight, up by 22. Tillamook trying to find an answer. They go down low again underneath, but ball stolen away by Ben Mayo. He's beating everybody to the rack, lays it up and in. Ben Mayo is on fire, and he's looking like he wants to best his 31-point performance the other night.
He's already got 13.
There's almost a near steal by Ben Mayo, and but Tillamook controls it. We come down the other way. Cheesemakers trying to put an end to this run here. It's a double-digit run again. Rebound by Ben Mayo. That one missed everything for the Cheesemakers. Tillamook Nation looking a little dazed and confused here tonight. Ben Mayo has it in the corner. Gets it on top to Bo Wormington. Almost lost it, but gets it back on the right wing. Back it goes to Mayo. He's going to drive inside and draws three defenders. Needs help. Finds Wormington wide open in the left corner. Rimming off, no good. Rebound by Grayson Foss. He can't hang on to it. And here comes the Cheesemakers. 2-on-1, but the ball kicked out of bounds by Wyatt Selleck. Great play there. And the game is so much out of hand that here comes Connor McCutcheon. The basis is in the game, Trevor.
Plays a great electric guitar. The Jimi Hendrix of Banks High School.
There you go. That's a great analogy right there.
So many great, does a great rendition of the national anthem on electric guitar.
Yes, he does. Ball goes inside for Tillamook. They thought there was a post down there, but it was just 3 white jerseys, and so Banks steals the ball again. Here we come the other way. Wormington thought about a 3, off to McCutcheon. Connor gets it inside to Selleck, no good. Selleck gets his own rebound, loses it, ball loose on the floor, and Tillamook picks it up. Here come the Cheesemakers. Back the other way, it is Griffin Bonner. This time no good, stolen away by the Braves. But Wormington has it, far side. Cross-court pass to Selleck, left wing, going to drive inside now. Nice pass out to McCutcheon, out to Wormington. The extra pass, 3, no good. Rebound, tipped around and coming down to Tanner Hoskins. And the Cheesemakers, actually that's Caleb Fletcher, who checked into the game. Get it over to Zion Hurlman. Ball loose on the floor. Grayson Voss picks it up. Braves have 2-on-1 if they hurry, and they do. And the lay-in shot is no good. Rebound coming down to Jansen inside, and a loose ball foul called underneath the basket. This is a non-shooter, I believe. And the foul is going to be charged to Tillamook's Logan Motzinger, his second foul. Just the 4th team foul on Tillamook.
Jonathan, I ref last year with the official that just made that call at junior high in Gaston last year.
Connor McCutcheon has it left wing over to Bodine for 3 in the corner, no good. McCutcheon, nice job to race inside, almost got the rebound, but here comes Tillamook, and there's a travel, but a desperation chicken salad, chicken something else, since it hit off the side of the iron, no good. End of 1 quarter, mercifully for Tillamook. The score, it's Banks 28, the Cheesemakers 4. We'll be back after this from Christy Van Meter, Caliber Home Loans.
Rankings are important numbers in determining Oregon high school playoffs. So are rankings when choosing a lender to help you with purchasing or refinancing your home. Our local community home loan expert, Christy Van Meter at Caliber Home Loans, is ready to help you win the day. Call Christy today for all of your home loan needs at 503-327-5302 or caliberhomeloans.com/kvanmeter. Christy Van Meter, NMLS number 1700271, state licensed in Oregon, an equal housing lender. All products are subject to credit and property approval.
Braves opened the first quarter on, I think it was a 10-0 run before Tillamook scored, and they're looking to do the same here in the second. Up by 30, 34-4. Judah Warner has it in between the circles for Tillamook. They go now inside to Wenninger. Over to the right side to Hoskins. Ball comes down to Tillamook again. It's Fletcher who has it inside, and we've got a whistle underneath. I think a foul's going to be called. They get Connor McCutcheon.
So.
Official comes over here to deliver the news, and it is a hold against Connor McCutcheon.
No, it's actually Bodine.
No, it's on Ian Bodine, his second, 7th team foul against the Braves. Banks starters coming back in. Wyatt Selleck back in. Ben Mayo back in. And Grayson Boss back in, along with Ian Bodine and Logan Kine. Free throw on the way for Caleb Fletcher is good. And round of applause here as Tillamook has finally scored for the first time in I don't know how long.
Second quarter.
Well, we know that, but first time in I don't know how long. But the second free throw is good, but they're still without a field goal for probably 8 minutes or so of this game. It's 34-6. Bodine has it left wing. Now leaves it for Selleck in the corner. Selleck back out. Bodine going to drive inside in between the circles now. Off to Mayo. Back to Bodine. Whip it over to Selleck, left wing. Cross-court pass to Mayo. Going to drive inside. Loses the ball. Turnover to Tillamook. Here we go. Tanner Hoskins the other way. Lays it off glass and in. And that's the first field goal for Tillamook in quite some time. Definitely of the third quarter. First two for Tanner Hoskins. 34-8. Cheesemakers on a 4-0 scoring run. Here's a three from Wyatt Selleck. Looks good. Rimming around and in. Drops in and hit every. That's a swirly right there. The toilet bowl three for Wyatt Selleck for his first 3 points of the game. 37-8. And Trevor, right now, if you look at the scoreboard, we are 1 digit off from the girls' halftime score. It's 37-8. Banks leading Tillamook.
And it was 37-9, I think, was the halftime score. So.
Right. 4:28 to go. Braves have the ball. Wyatt Selleck will bring it across the timeline. He does so. Leaves for Mayo. Back to Selleck. In between the circles now. Going to drive left side. Leave it over to Mayo. Wide open in the left corner. Rimming off. Tillamook bought some time there. Here we come the other way. A little fast break action. And up and good for Judah Warner. His first 2 of the game. 37-10. Cheesemakers have double digits. Mayo has it. To Selleck. To Mayo. Left wing. Going to drive inside. Leave it for Logan Kine. Cross-court pass to a wide-open Ian Bodine. Drives baseline. Pulls up on the low block. No good. Rebound. Gets his own rebound. Goes back up. Fouled. No call. And the ball goes out of bounds. Going to stay with Banks. Tipped off of a Cheesemaker. 3:47 to go in the first half. Banks 37. Tillamook 10. They will inbound right in front of Tillamook's bench. Down to our left. Get it into Logan Kine. Up high. Off to Mayo. Three-pointer left wing. Rimming off. No good. Rebound tipped around. Controlled by Voss and sold away by Tillamook. Here come the Cheesemakers. Griffin leaves for Judah Warner. Goes up, no good. Gets his own rebound. They're gonna throw back on top. Warner has it left wing. Now ball tipped by Mayo, and it's controlled now for Tillamook by Hurlman. Back over to Warner, out near the equator. Warner terminates his dribble. Leaves it off for Boomer rather. Back to Warner. Ball tipped away by Grayson Voss into the backcourt, and Warner runs it down. Judah brings it up now. Gets it off to the left wing. Inside it goes, and back down low inside, and nice little movement there, ball movement. And laying it up is Trevor Lenning. He gets 2 points here. He's got 6 points for the Cheesemakers, and it's 37-12. Lead down to 25. Logan Kine gets it off to Selleck, right wing. Selleck back to Kine in the corner. Cross-court pass to Bodine, back to Selleck. Selleck directing traffic from the top. And he's looking for that backdoor cut. Gets it off to Ben Mayo, right side. Back to Selleck. Whip it over to Bodine, left wing. Back to Selleck, back over to Bodine. Looking for somebody inside. Back to Selleck, over to Mayo, right side. Going to drive baseline. It does a little dribbling exercise, and he is fouled, I believe, a reach-in foul as he was in the lane. And this is going to be free throws for Ben Mayo, who's still stuck on 13 points. He has yet to score in the second quarter. but that could change right here. Ben is normally a pretty good free throw shooter. Foul that time is charged to Trevor Lenning. 2:24 to go in the first half. Free throw is up, and it's rimmed off. No good. Rebound, Grayson Voss. Great hustle. Off to Bodine, over to Selleck, right side. Finds a wide open Voss. Back to Selleck. Backs it out now to Ben Mayo, right wing. Back on top to Selleck. Wyatt Selleck. Over to Ben Mayo. There's his shot from the right side, and he drops it. Ring it up. Ben Mayo, another three. That's his second triple of the night. And he's got 16 with 2 minutes to go, 40-12 Banks. Here comes Tillamook back the other way with Zion Hurlman. Leaves it for Boomer. Over to Wenninger. Back to, and now Hurlman lost the ball, gets it back, guarded closely by Voss. Get it inside now. It goes. Oh, happy birthday to Trevor Lenning. He was just kind of standing in the lane, and the ball just kind of happened to come up to him. It was like, oh, I got the ball. Okay, I can go up now. He just a surprised look that he got the ball inside. But he lost the ball, but it was off of a Banks player, so they'll retain possession. And they'll get it in with Wenninger. Get it inside now. In the corner, the ball goes to Fletcher, and that's a three, or beg your pardon, that was Griffin Boomer who hits the three. Griffin Boomer. 40-15, $1:24 to go in the half. Ben Mayo has it up top, swing it over to Bodine, back to Mayo. Back to Bodine, left wing, inside to Grayson Voss. Going to drive baseline, no good. And rebound coming down to Tillamook. Now the Cheesemakers are being like one and done here. That's what they need to do, just inch it up. Another three-pointer on the way, left side, no good. Rebound ripped down by Ian Bodine, but he was working hard down there with Griffin Boomer and tried to drive ahead and lost the ball out of bounds. So Tillamook will inbound it right in front of the Banks bench. Down to our right, doing so will be Tanner Hoskins. He'll put the ball in play. Banks in a 2-3 zone right now. Hoskins gets it way over to the other side of the court to Hurlman. He gets it now in the corner. On top it goes to Griffin Boomer. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound to the Braves. Ahead to Grayson Voss. Little one-on-one underneath, and Voss lays it up and in. Grayson Voss. Been a while since he scored, but scores again here, and that is his sixth point, 42-15. Back the other way. Go the Cheesemakers. Playing in the lane, camping in the lane, we should say. I think I counted 5 seconds. Three-pointer on the way is short. Rebound coming down to Jansen. And here comes Banks. We're one and done for Tillamook now. Ben Mayo has it left wing. Now going to pull it back up and run some offense, run some clock. He has it right in the center circle. Here comes the screen from Jansen and Voss. Going to drive inside, leave it for a wide open Bo Wormington, but it's no good, but put back up and in by Dylan Jansen on the putback, and it's his first two, and that is going to take us to halftime with our score. The Braves leading it by 29. We're going to crunch some numbers and talk about this first half that's been all Banks Braves here tonight. It's Banks 44, Tillamook 15. We'll take a 60-second break. Be back after this. This is Banks Basketball, built by Jason Bond Remodeling.
Proudly serving our neighbors in Washington County since 1946, LaHaye's is your destination for locally made Letterman's jackets, custom embroidery for business apparel or a unique gift, and scouting uniforms and supplies. LaHaye's is on the corner of 3rd and Main in historic downtown Hillsborough. Open Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 10 to 4, and anytime online at lahayes.com or call us at 503-648-2341.
Banks Post newspaper is the official news provider of West Side's greatest hits. Listen hourly for West Side news from the Banks Post newsroom. Banks Post newspaper covers Banks, Manning, Buxton, Roy, and surrounding western Washington County communities. If you'd like more information on the Banks Post or want to pick up a copy, visit a local business today. You can also visit their website at bankspost.com or their Facebook page, Banks Post.
And we're back. Jonathan Lee and I will switch places for the second half. Our halftime score of the boys varsity game between the 3A Banks Braves and the 4A Tillamook Cheesemakers, league rivals up until this year when Banks dropped to 3A. Banks 44, Tillamook 15. Hot start for the Braves off of their full court press, led to 28 points in the first quarter, and since then have cruised to a 44-15 halftime advantage over the Tillamook Cheesemakers. Taking a look at our individual scoring for both teams, Ben Mayo leads all scores with 16. Of course, Ben again had that hot shooting night on Friday with 31 points. He's halfway there again as we've reached the midway point of this contest tonight. Also double figures for Ian Bodine with 10 points. 6 points for Grayson Voss, 3 for Wyatt Selleck, 3 also for Bo Wormington, and 2 points apiece for Logan Kind and Dylan Jansen. Tillamook had just 4 points in the first quarter, and all of the first quarter scoring from Tillamook came from Trevor Leonig. However, a couple other players have scored since then. Tillamook able to go on a little bit of a run, finally able to figure out their 2-3 zone defense midway through the second quarter and kind of cool the Braves down a little bit. Trevor Leonig still leading Tillamook with 6 points at halftime, 3 for Griffin Boomer, and a field goal apiece for Tanner Hoskins, Caleb Fletcher, and Judah Werner. Banks outscoring Tillamook 28-4 in the first quarter, 16-11 in the second quarter for our 44-15 score at halftime. Earlier tonight, Banks did it again, even a larger margin of victory than game number one, destroying another opponent on the girls' side, 18-3 first quarter, again off their patented full court defense, defensive press, and a 19-6 second quarter. By halftime, the game was over, and Banks cruises to a 63-27 win as each player scored for the Banks Lady Braves, led by 14 from Alex Saunders in a balanced effort. 2 other players scored in double figures as Madison Walker had 11 and Haley Evans with 10, as 3 players finish in double figures for the Lady Braves. In the 63-27 win, they will be at Santingham Christian for a tournament on Thursday before they come back home Saturday for another boys-girls doubleheader against what should be, Jonathan, a fun night of basketball with the defending state champs coming into town on the boys' side, the Westside Christian Eagles, right off to the 217 exit at Tigard. And the Westside Christian Eagles girls team very much improved. I had a chance to be involved with the Westside Winter Jam a couple of years ago, both broadcasting and did public address for a couple of the contests. And David Henry does a great job with the Eagles, coming up formerly from Cascade Christian of Medford a number of years ago. But that should be an entertaining night of basketball as well coming up on Saturday, as the Westside Christian Lady Eagles are also much improved and ranked in the top 10 on the girls' side as well. Other scores tonight from girls basketball. A couple of finals already from the 3A level. Again, Klatskanai, former 2A team, would have been in this league if they had stayed at 3A. They're now in what was the Northwest League with Vernonia and Napa. Klatskanai 34 at Scio 25. Lakeview over 2A Bonanza of Klamath Falls, of Bly near Klamath Falls, right in that same area with Lakeview, 52-30. Amity blows out Willamina 46-18. Willamina has really dropped off a bit the last couple of years. Willamina and Warrenton were kind of the leaders of the 3A girls basketball classification about 3 or 4 years ago. Jefferson over Sisters 47-39. Those are all the one other final. Portland Adventist 2A over Kennedy 41-39 as we continue with the Wana Credit Union scoreboard. Other scores from around the state: 4A girls basketball, Estacada nips Elmira at home 42-41. Newport over Cottage Grove 45-30. Junction City over Pleasant Hill 41-30. Country Christian, Jonathan, one of the leading 1A programs in the state, and not only basketball but also volleyball, beats North Marion, a 4A team, by 16, 45-29. Those are the only other finals from 4A girls basketball we have so far. 2A, A lot of finals. Union of LeGrand over Hefner 34-12. Weston McEwen over 1A Joseph 35-5. Pacific defeating Pacific of Port Orford Langley over Reedsport 51-26. Umpqua Valley Christian of Roseburg over Lowell 54-39. Oakland over 1A Days Creek 31-22. And 1A Girls Lost River over Riddle 52-10. Yoncalla over Falls City 45-19. Four Rivers of Ontario over Elgin of Northeastern Oregon 39-37 in overtime. Doubt we have any boys finals. We'll check that. But while I check for boys final scores, Jonathan, what's your take on the first half?
Great pressure defense for the Banks Braves. Great game plan to come out and press right off the jump. Great execution. They not really too many weaknesses. I mean, they did miss some shots inside on the lay-ins a little bit, but I don't know. Pretty good. When you're scoring almost 50 points in a half. I mean, you're doing a lot of good things. Doing great ball movement. We saw it there in the second quarter as they were working the ball around, being patient and settling, working for the cutter, looking for the open person on the wing, and setting screens. Banks just really doing all the little things that they needed to do to get open and make cuts and increase this lead. And Tillamook they're really cold shooting right now, but a lot of that has to do with Banks' defenses. Banks doing a really great job of getting back on defense. Not too many fast-breaking opportunities for Tillamook, as the Braves have done a great job to get back and to beat them down the court, to set up with their defense, close out on shooters, get a hand in the face, just really doing a great game plan, and then just need to keep it up and see if they can reverse it. I mean, Banks right now, they're on pace to put up 88 points on that scoreboard. Haven't really seen Banks to put up too much. We did see them, I think, last year against Yamp.
They had over 100 against Yamhill Carlton.
Yeah, I was going to say, they've scored triple digits, and I don't know if they'd get triple digits here tonight. They'd really have to go crazy shooting the threes, but they are on pace to get about 88, 90 points in this game. So we do know that scoreboard does have triple digits on it.
Yeah, and last game they put up 72, 73 points against the Dalles. So this team can score, especially with Ben Mayo, but he's not the only scorer. Logan Kine, one of the leading scorers last year. He's a little slow to get started, I think, coming off of football, but once the season, I think, hits league play, a lot of these combo players that play basketball and football, I think, will get more into the rhythm and will pick up their scoring a little bit, and this team will be even more dangerous offensively. Tillamook, too, Jonathan, they were no slouch in football either, so their boys and girls programs had a game canceled at Dallas earlier in the season. So you mentioned the cold shooting for Tillamook. Also, I mean, maybe some jitters in that first quarter with it being the first game of the season for them, only coming out scoring 4 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, and a lot of that I think had to do with Banks in the first quarter, had to do with Banks' pressure, as they were just really relentless bringing it in. Much like we really saw this on Friday night in the girls' game against the Dalles, where the Dalles, it took them a while to advance the ball past half court. We saw that here tonight with the Tillamook boys. It was taking them a while. They just really could not solve the riddle of that pressing defense.
Banks and Tillamook, longtime league rivals in the Kawapa League. Banks defeated Tillamook earlier this season 20-12 in football. Tillamook fell in the 4A state title game in football to Estacada, nearly an over and back violation by Tillamook right wing to Zayon Hurleman inside right of the key to Trevor Leonig. 3 from Griffin Boomer, number 4 Judah Werner, no good, but Tillamook gets their own rebound. Hurleman got away with the travel, drives right wing, no, and the rebound to the Braves. Selleck into the front court quickly to Ben Mayo, pulls up right wing, keeps the dribble, leaves it for Bodine, loses it for a minute, drives into a triple team, steps away and nails the jumper. He's got 12, and it's 46-15 Braves. They score first to start the second half. Banks trying to get back in their press, and Tillamook gets it into the front court, but it's taken away again by the Braves. Ben Mayo right corner 3, good again. Ben Mayo with 19. 49-15, Banks with a 34-point lead and lost it off his foot. Another turnover for Judah Werner. Jonathan?
Ben Mayo is heating up right now. That is his second triple in a row and third of his last 4 shots.
39-15 Banks, just underway in the third quarter. Braves with the basketball. Voss, right baseline corner. On top to Selleck. Back to Mayo for 3. Canned another one. Those aren't even touching the rim.
Third straight triple and fourth in the last four baskets. 22
for Ben Mayo. He's on track to exceed what he did on Friday. Werner, 52-15. Tillamook with the basketball. Driving right to left. Tillamook red uniforms, white numerals. Cheesemakers in white cursive lettering. Red shorts with white and blue trim. And the Tillamook Cheesemakers logo on the bottom of the shorts, as we didn't get a chance to get you the uniform combinations before the start of the game. Banks wearing home white uniforms, Vegas gold lettering with navy blue trim, navy blue numerals with navy blue and Vegas gold checkered trim on the sides of the shorts, white tops and bottoms with the Vegas gold arrowhead logo. Tillamook playing catch in the half court, gets it to Trevor Leonig, left of the key, ball loose, and Voss is able to save to Mayo. Will he pull up for another one? No. Gets it to Selleck, right left corner to Bodine for 3, wide open. That's an air ball right to Grayson Voss. Gets it to spin off the right side of the rim and go down 54-15. Another 2 for Grayson Voss, and he's got 8, 54-15. Only 5 players have scored in this game for Banks, but with Ben Mayo, haven't needed a lot of other players to score. Tillamook with the basketball. Motzinger, left baseline corner, has it poked away, and it's stolen by Bodine along the baseline. Up ahead to Wyatt Selleck in front court. Right wing now will pull up and goes to Bodine, right corner, drives baseline and gets it to Voss. Passes tip, but gets it to Mayo. Mayo hooks the no-look pass to Bodine, tries to go up, no. Left it short on the bottom of the rim, driving left side baseline. Tillamook back the other way, driving too far underneath. Griffin Boomer misses the layup. Mayo back the other way, has it poked away from behind, and a late whistle by the trailing official. And with 4:49 left, we have our first foul. 4:49 in the third, we have our first foul of the second half. That's going to be called on Tillamook with Banks a 54-15 lead. First foul on Griffin Boomer.
Well, the Tillamook faithful were a little bit unhappy with that one, come up to their feet. And I think they had a little bit of a gripe there, as it looked like, he was trailing that all the way, and that was a pretty good timing issue right there. I don't think that was a foul.
Selleck off the feed from Mayo, off the inbound. Bodine with it now left wing. Selleck, nice pass inside to Logan Kind, his second field goal. He's got 4, 56-15. Tillamook with the basketball in the front court. Motzinger can't go up against the double team. Right baseline, and he traveled.
6 points now for Logan Kind with 2 free throws in the second quarter.
Oh, okay. Voss inbounds to Selleck.
This is looking like football. They didn't get a chance. Well, they did play each other in football. Sure.
20-12 was the final score. Selleck to Mayo again. He's got 25. 4 3-pointers in the game. He's hit 3 out of his last 4.
4 in a row.
And it's stolen by Bodine in the front court. Bounce pass to Mayo. Lays it up. No. Can't get the kiss off the front of the rim. Voss back to Mayo. Can't go up, but he's fouled. As Voss with the nice feed to get it over to the other side of the rim. And Ben Mayo will be at the line for
27 points.
Possible 27 points. Bodine and a lot of the other starters will come out. Wormington, Jansen, and McCutcheon in for the Braves. Mayo inbounds to Jansen. Wormington back to Mayo off the curl, off the inbound. Nails another one. 28 points for Ben Mayo. Had 31 on Friday. Tillamook with a basketball. Timeout, Cheesemakers. And Tillamook cannot either stop nor contain Ben Mayo. He's got 28 points in the contest, still with 3:37 to go in the third quarter. We'll take a 30-second break and be back after this from Main Street Pizza.
Visit Main Street Pizza in Banks, located next to Jim's Market, for the best pizza in Washington County. From loaded hot baked subs to a Main Street special pizza piled high, we will satisfy your pizza cravings. We've been serving and supporting the Banks community since 1986. Open daily at 11 a.m. Call ahead now to place your order at 503-324-5858 or follow us on Facebook to see our daily lunch specials. Mention this radio ad and receive $2 off any Main Street Pizza.
Well, yeah, they've already got 18. They're going to score 20 points in every. I think they're going to score 20 points in every quarter.
Well, average 20 points. They only scored 16 in the second, but they averaged 22 in the first two quarters because they scored 28 in the first. But it's been the Ben Mayo show again tonight. 28 points through 2.5 quarters, 6 of 8 from beyond the arc. Tillamook will inbound next to the end of their own bench. Wanger gets it back off the feed from the right wing. Gives it back to Tanner Hoskins. Pass is knocked away. Got away with the travel. Shuffled his feet trying to chase the ball down. Griffin Boomer for three. Right corner is good.
That's his second three of the game.
He's got 6, 56-18. Or 62-18. Back the other way, Bo Wormington for 3, no, over and off, no good. Rebound to the Cheesemakers.
Tillamook's going to need a lot of three-pointers to get back in this one.
Back the other way, there's another one looked online just a little bit too hard. Off the left corner, 3 from Tanner Hoskins, but Tillamook gets the rebound. Put back from Wanger, another 3 is no good. And it's 62-18, still with 2:45 left in the third. Selleck, or it's not Selleck actually, it's Noel Mayo. Ben Mayo also in the game, his brother. 3 from Noel Mayo is good. 65-18.
Now that's what I would call hot Mayo with all the threes.
The two Mayos combined 7 of 9 from behind the arc. A cross-court pass from Tanner Hoskins. Bounce pass down low off the...
That was a beautiful rejection by Dylan Jansen. He just... they put that ball up there, and Dylan said, get that out of here.
Tried to get it down low to Trevor Leonig. 3 from Boomer is an air ball left corner. No, the pass ahead to Dylan Jansen. Overlaid it, no. Felt the pressure coming from the guard, Boomer, the much smaller player. Tillamook with the rebound, 2 minutes in the quarter.
Mouse in the house.
Tillamook with the basketball. Leonig, Boomer. Hoskins back to Boomer, right corner baseline. Motzinger gets a pass across the key along the inline to Caleb Fletcher. We're going to have a foul called on McCutcheon.
Yeah, Connor just wrapped his arm right around there. He was trying to go for the steal, and it looked like he was trying to. I didn't know whether he was trying to steal it or if he was trying to give him a bear hug, but he tried to do a little takedown right there, a little WWE here.
Wanger to inbound left of his own basket along the baseline. Over to the right elbow to Caleb Fletcher. Out near midcourt now, Wanger with the basketball. Bad pass stolen. Mayo the feed to Wormington. McCutcheon. Noel Mayo another 3, and that's good.
Great ball movement that time. Great extra pass by Connor McCutcheon over to Noel Mayo for the triple.
And the lead is 50 for the Braves at 68-18. 8 of 10 for the Mayo brothers. Wormington thought about a fast break opportunity, but picked up his dribble. And Ben Mayo another 3, and that's an air ball.
Heat check.
Jansen tried to get it back out to Mayo. Mayo nearly with the steal in the backcourt, but Wanger will bring it across the golden arrowhead inside the circle at midcourt. Hoskins to Werner, right wing. Wanger gets it back, right baseline corner. Drives baseline, left wing pass, and I think he stepped on the inline. Tried to get a pass, I think, out to Tanner Hoskins on the left wing. 38 seconds for the quarter as coming back in for the Braves. Ian Bodine will replace Wormington and Ben Mayo.
I would imagine by this time, Tillamook faithful, if they're heading back up Highway 6 to Tillamook, if they stop at any fast food joints, they're going to say, hold the mayo, please.
Well, not really any fast food joints between here and Tillamook. Could stop at Subway and get some mayo on a sandwich.
But they can still say, hold the mayo.
Oh, yeah. Wormington, the right wing, off a high pass from Bodine. Jansen on top to Noel Mayo. Wormington for three. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Final 12 seconds for the third. Into the front court is Wayinger, number 14. Left baseline corner. Step back for Werner, won't take the shot. Inside to Caleb Fletcher. And Motzinger is going to head to the line to shoot 2 free throws as he tries to go up at the rim with an ugly kind of over-the-head shot that gets nothing but backboard. Foul's going to be on Dylan Jansen, his first, with 0.2 of a second left in the period. First free throws off the back rim, no good. Banks on a 14-3 run in the third quarter. Second free throw, high bounce off the back rim, and that'll do it for the third. Banks holds Tillamook to 4 in the first and 3 in the second, or 3 in the third. And after 3 periods of play, Banks in a lapper right now, 68, Tillamook 18. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this from Scoggins Creek Coffee.
Scoggins Creek Coffee is proud to offer delicious hot drinks and delectable breakfast items too. Visit their 2 locations in Gaston and Yamhill Carlton. Open 7 days a week, Mondays through Saturdays until 5 and Sundays until 3. Make sure to ask about their weekly specials and visit their Facebook page. Scoggins Creek Coffee, 503-985-3483.
And we're back, start of the fourth quarter. Banks with a 50-point lead over 4A Tillamook, 68-18. Well on their way to surpass their point total from game number 1. Ben Mayo with 31 points, but had 31 in the win at Tillamook with 28 through just 3 quarters of play. But likely his night will be over out of just sportsmanship and respect for Tillamook as...
Yeah, did not see this one coming tonight. I thought it would be a little bit more closer, just given the history. You know, these two teams, we've really traditionally seen some battles. And Tillamook, looking at their roster, pretty much has a lot of the same guys back that I remember from last year.
Well, Banks in their first season under Marcus Roach actually lost to Tillamook in the quarterfinals at Pacific University. Banks with the basketball. Noel Mayo drives right baseline, pull-up jumper, missed everything, but a late whistle as he was hit from behind, and he'll head to the line to shoot 2.
That's your buddy, your partner.
Official I worked with last year, making the call along the right baseline. Noel Mayo for his first action of the season. Can't remember if he played in the win over the Dowels. I don't remember seeing him. First free throw rims in. He's got 7.
Nope, he and Max Walker were added to the roster.
Second free throw is good, and Banks has hit the 70 mark. Had 72 or 73 in the win over the Dowels.
73.
Thank you. Griffin Boomer drives fadeaway jumper. No, air ball. Hits the deck, but I think Noel Mayo is going to get called for the foul. He's kind of a smirk on his face. No, it's going to go on Wormington. Selleck and Noel Mayo with kind of those samurai type little short ponytails on the top of the, some people might even call it a man bun. First free throw is good for Griffin Boomer, 70-19.
Yeah, I think it's more accurate, like you described it, the samurai tail.
Second free throw, no good. Banks with the basketball. Bodine, the only starter still in the game. Wormington holds right wing out on top to Noel Mayo, who will run the offense. Between the leg dribble, threw it to nobody. I think a little miscommunication that time, trying to get it to Jansen. the left low block and threw it past him out of bounds.
Yeah, that looks like one of those timing plays in football where, the quarterback and the receiver are not on the same page, wanted to go one way, and you threw it the other.
Wanger with the ball left wing against Wormington. Fakes out on top to Leonig. Tried to force a pass inside to Cody Hofford in the right low block. I think we're going to get another foul on McCutcheon. 6.5 minutes left, running clock, 51-point lead for the Braves. Wanger out on top, pass tipped, but able to get it to Leonig. Right corner three, rims out, no good for Wanger. And a rebound putback, I think that time from Cody Hoffert, his first field goal. 70-21, Banks with 6:05 left. Banks with the basketball. Noel Mayo drives, center of the key, pull-up jumper. Gets the kind kiss off the front of the glass. 72-21. Noel Mayo with 9. Have not seen Max Walker tonight, although he has been added to the roster. Zan Hurleman right wing, lost it. McCutcheon drives to the basket, knocked to the floor, sandwiched between two defenders. It's either going to go on Griffin Boomer, number 1, or number 12, Zayon Hurleman. Connor McCutcheon will have a chance to get in the scorebooks. Okay. Correction, Zion Hurleman. First free throw from Connor McCutcheon is good. He has his first point, I think, don't think he scored in the game against the Dolls. Zion, like
Zion Williamson.
Marching to Zion, the Heavenly City. The second free throw from Connor McCutcheon is also good, 74-21. Connor narrowly able to knock it away. And Jansen bodies Cody Hoffert, and a late whistle. Oh, they're going to get the foul on Tillamook. I thought Jansen may have got a little bit too much body, but they didn't call it on that end, and they're going to call an offensive foul apparently on Tillamook, and now whistles.
Well, they were both going up at the same time, and that was, I think, offensive initiated is on that one.
We have a timeout, Tillamook, 4:54 to go. One of the few times that the clock will stop here in the fourth quarter. 74 for Banks, 21 Tillamook. Banks has now their highest.
This is just a time. This is just a timeout to gab with the official and talk about that last play call.
So likely a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. Again, our next broadcast will be Saturday, an early start, 4:30 tip for girls and 6 o'clock for boys, with it being a weekend contest. But Westside Christian of Tigard not having to travel far. Probably, Valley Catholic, probably the shortest travel for any team on Banks' schedule this season.
Trivia question. Where did Westside Christian used to play their games?
Well, I know from somebody I used to know that went to their campus at Lake Oswego, but I don't know where their games were played when their campus was in Lake Oswego.
Lake Bible Church. I've attended many of great rivalries between Westside Christian and Horizon Christian of Tualatin. Great little quaint facility there.
74-21 Banks. Oh, nice backdoor pass to Grayson Voss. Can't handle it, though. Out to Bo Wormington for 3. No. Rebound. Voss tips it, or Jansen tips it around, and ain't able to gather. Tried to, just as he gets it out to Noel Mayo, a foul is called. And Dylan Jansen will be at the line to shoot free throws, or at least one. Have not seen Max Walker tonight. Christian Lida will be out for another 3 weeks with his fractured right arm, right at the wrist from the fractured in the semifinal football loss to Kennedy. And Jansen hits a pair. He has 4, 76-21. We have not seen Max Walker tonight everybody else has scored for the Braves. Tillamook with a basketball on top to Cody Hoffert. Driving left baseline, cut off Judah Werner. Gets it out left wing to Leonik. Way out on top to Hoskins. Banks with a 55-point lead. Right wing drive from Zion Hurleman. And air ball from Judah Werner, right wing, 4 minutes left. Wormington will pull up right wing, now drives right of the key. Throws up a wild shot. Ran into Hurleman, and I think he's going to get called for the block. And Bo Wormington will be at the line to shoot two. Had a three-pointer in the first quarter, has not scored since.
I do see Max Walker on the sitting on the bench for Banks. He just has not gotten in the game. He might, because he joined the team late, he might have just not be into got his basketball legs under him. I mean, there is a football shape and there's a basketball shape.
Wormington hits the first. Second free throw too hard off the back rim. 4 points for Bo Wormington under 4 minutes, 3:45. Banks a 77-21 lead. Tanner Hoskins left wing on top to Motsinger. Motsinger around a curl, gets it to Caleb Fletcher, cutting across the key down to the right, low block and a foul as he's double teamed. Will be the second on Noel Mayo. Hurleman to inbound, gets it to Motsinger. Jumper from left to the key is no good from Judah Werner. Backboard front of the rim, nice job by Voss to save it in play. Noel Mayo drives left to the circle, now cuts through right of the key, and it's taken away by Tillamook. Back the other way, Tanner Hoskins drives, tried to underhand a pass. He should have just gone up with the layup, and out of control. It's going to go out of bounds, back to Banks. He tried to feed Caleb Fletcher, tried to make a little extra move at the rim when he should have just gone up with the layup on the fast break opportunity. 2:40 left. Noel Mayo gets a screen from Connor, drives right of the key. Fakes and nearly gets the wild shot to go off the front right of the rim, and rebound to Tillamook. Front court, Tanner Hoskins drives right of the key, pulls up, runner no good off the back rim. Rebound to Bo Wormington, bring it up himself. Gets a hard screen from Dylan Jansen. Voss right wing, drives right elbow. Now we'll hand it to Noel Mayo. Off the curl, right of the key. Gives it to Connor McCutcheon. Free throw line, lost it to Caleb Fletcher. Tillamook back the other way. On top, Judah Werner. Right side to Hoskins. Holds way out right wing. Long jumper from Judah Werner, no. Motsinger gets the layup, his first field goal, 77-23. Under 90 seconds left. Banks has a chance at 80. Driving, Mayo has it taken away, but then Tanner Hoskins loses it out of bounds on the drive, and in for the first time tonight for Tillamook, number 10, Andrew White.
Well, you can definitely tell that Banks is playing their second game of the season, and this is the first actual game for Tillamook. Just not on sync at all.
Well, Valley Catholic, after Banks hosts Westside Christian Saturday, Banks will host Valley Catholic. And as you mentioned, Tillamook's next game is against Valley Catholic. That will give us, I think, kind of an indication as to how good or bad Valley Catholic is this season. Valley Catholic has had a lot of problems in boys basketball the last couple of years, but very strong in girls basketball. Noelle Mannon winning a scholarship last year to Oregon State. Played her high school career at Valley Catholic. Her dad, just a great guy and a great part of Valley Catholic athletics.
Noelle Mannon from nearby North Plains, Oregon.
Grayson Voss at the line to shoot two. Older brother attending Oregon State Cascades in Bend.
Grayson 3 out of 3 from the line tonight. Bill Shonley would be pleased.
9 points for Grayson Voss.
The mayor of Rip City, always saying,
Has a new book out.
got to make those free throws.
Second free throw is good. Grayson Voss with 10, 80 to 23. So, 79. So Banks will not quite reach 80 points, but blowout victory unless, won't get to 80 unless Tillamook does something. Well, 3 from Judah Werner, 79-26. Likely will be the final score. Banks will not shoot, and that will do it. Our final score, Banks 79, Tillamook 26. Ben Mayo with 28 points, and he only needed really 2.5 quarters to do that. 13 in the first quarter, and Banks with a 53-point rout. We'll take a 2-minute break and talk about how this one went on the other side. We'll be back after this 2-minute break from Specialty Screen Printing.
Here's your
Specialty Screen Printing in Yamhill offers your business the creativity and expertise to print your logo on a variety of items. Owners Ken and Linda Johnson have 40 years of experience on industrial parts and every type of material, including ceramic tile. Their fast service can have your project done in less than a week. Visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com, to see for yourself how they can help you boost your company's marketing and industrial screen printing needs. Call 971-998-9274 or visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com.
There's a new premier fiber internet provider in Vernonia featuring friendly and helpful customer service. Sign up with Gorge Networks today for symmetrical speed fiber internet, 300 meg or 1 gig speeds with managed Wi-Fi included in the low monthly price. No contracts or price increases. Refer a friend and get a free month of service. Make the switch to Gorge Networks today. Call 541-436-0223. You can also email us at sales@gorge.net.
Hey Brave fans, this is Chris Lyda, the voice of the Braves, here to tell you about Econofab Buildings. Econofab is a third-generation family-owned and operated pole building company located right here in Brave Country. Econofab has been in business for almost 50 years, constructing shops, garages, and barns. I had them build my 2 shops, and as a satisfied and repeat customer, I'm here to tell you that Econofab puts the fab in fabulous. Go visit them online at econofabbuildings.com.
Some delicious treats being handed out as the floor is being cleared as the remnants of a bake sale from earlier tonight. Again, it's another sweep and dominating fashion for both Banks basketball programs. Both teams win by a combined score of nearly 100 points. Banks girls with a 63-27, 36-point blowout of Tillamook on the girls' side, and a 53-point blowout of Tillamook on the boys' side. So you add those two numbers up, that's 91 points combined. Margin of victory for Banks tonight over Tillamook in boys and girls basketball. Again, 28 points for Ben Mayo. His night was done by, I think, the midway point of the third quarter. Something like 6 of 8 or 7 of 9 from behind the arc. And then his brother Noel had a couple threes. The only players to not score tonight were the only 2 that didn't play. And that was Christian Lyda, who's still out recovering from a fractured arm, and Max Walker, who is recovering from a football season, has been added to the roster, but Jonathan, you saw him on the bench. Was he in uniform or was he in street clothes?
I couldn't really tell. He had a blue top, blue sweatshirt on. It looked like he might have, but I couldn't really tell if he was dressed down. I know he wasn't in a white jersey, but they do have blue shirting shirts.
Well, outside of Ben Mayo, a couple of other players with double figures. Grayson Voss with 10, Ian Bodine with 12, and Noah Mayo also with 10 with the 2 threes and 2 field goals. 6 points for Logan Kine, 4 points for Dylan Jansen, also 4 points for Bo Wormington. Not quite as strong of a night for him as he had in the opener in the win against the Dowls, and 3 points for Wyatt Selleck. But Jonathan, how good can this team be, considering this is only game number 2, and you're probably going to get people like Logan Kind back as they start to recover from basketball season. Max Walker is going to be a contributor to this team once league play starts, and he continues to recover from football. So even without a couple of their key guys, Ben Mayo, their leading scorer, he's been doing it for them, but I think this team is going to be even better offensively as we start to get into league play.
Well, 2 guys I talked about on Friday night in the pregame show, if you remember, I talked about Ian Bodine. It was time, he gave them a lot of spark last season, and I expected him to be in the starting lineup and to do some good things. He did that Friday night. He did that again tonight with 12 points. So back-to-back games, first 2 games in double digits for Ian Bodine, but also Grayson Boss. I said Grayson Boss could be an X-factor this year. Grayson in the starting lineup again tonight and came in with 10 points. I don't think Grayson had – I can't remember, but I don't think Grayson had double digits in Friday night. But tonight, scoring 10 points was just huge, and he was all around the rim. Every time the ball went up, he had probably a handful of steals, and so this team has a good makeup on it, and they all have their roles, and they do a great job of it. They play together, and that's we really saw that with the press. We talked about at halftime. That it was really kind of surprising how Tillamook, when they were trying to break the press and they were coming up the floor, they always went to that corner spot, and that was just not good news for Tillamook. That was really the contributing factor to their turnovers. So let's make no mistake about it. Banks' defense in their press was suffocating, but Tillamook really didn't do themselves any favors because they kept driving to the corner, and that just said that, if you're Banks and you're Coach Patrick Marlia, you're loving this because it just sets you up to put on that trap. And once you get in that trapping situation, you're going nowhere. You're toast, and Tillamook was. They turned the ball over, and, toasted cheese is not very good. Not to me.
I would not be surprised if they had more turnovers tonight than points. And it's kind of funny. We thought their warm-up shirts had said hot cheese. They were kind of cool the way they looked with kind of a holy cheese background, but there were a lot of holes in their offense, and another idiom referring to cheese. They played pretty moldy in that game as well. Pretty stale for a team that was playing their first game of the season.
That being said, I think it might be time to wrap up for the night.
Yeah, that'll do it for us. Our next broadcast.
They were definitely pretty rusty out of the gate in this one. Maybe a little hungover from the football team going to the state championship, still trying to get their basketball legs under them. And they were supposed to play a game before this one canceled, and so this is their first game, and you're playing a team on their home floor who just blew arguably a 5A school in a 4A league off the floor. So they're, that's a lot to overcome when you're playing your first game on the road against a team that is playing their second game. So.
And a lot of 3A coaches and people involved with 3A media are expecting Banks and Cascade Christian to battle for the state title this year. And although Banks is ranked 5th right now, it's still early in the season, and I think their ranking's only going to improve once they get closer to league play.
Well, and for some reason, the coaches' polls, who normally come out on Mondays, did not come out yesterday. So, it'll be interesting to see what. And of course, the last time I went to go check the OSAA rankings, It was, I think, in the process of updating because it had a access error.
I did see the coaches poll updated on OSAA Live yesterday, and still has Banks at 5. So they neither dropped or went up, but only one game.
Yeah,
so
that was last week's. They didn't release a new poll yet.
okay. So that will do it for us. Again, our final score: Banks 79, Tillamook 26 on the boys' side. The girls' final: Banks 63, Tillamook 27. Everybody that played scored for both teams tonight for the Banks Braves. Our next broadcast will be Saturday afternoon at 4:30 as the Braves host Westside Christian on the girls' game, and then we should have a barn burner. The defending state champ Westside Christian Eagles, the 3A boys reigning champs, will be here for a visit at 6 o'clock. For Jonathan Lee, I'm Trevor Beard. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening. We're going to enjoy a few days off. We hope to have you join us Saturday night on YouTube and on westsidesgreatesthits.com. For Jonathan Lee, I'm Trevor Beard.